Smack talking raw, where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is Smack Talking Raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom!
Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. It is Smack Talking Raw.
Stop. This is crap, man. I've been watching wrestling all week, dude, and I can't even stand it no more. We come in and we get a world championship match to where the champion looks weaker than dog baby poop. I'm talking about Drew McIntyre, the new World Wrestling Federation undisputed champion. He looks weak as sauce. I see your bored at work shirt, and I get it. I'm bored watching WWE programming because I'm sitting up there watching the program, and every week I sit here, and every week I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. And I realize that until there's a person that gets relieved of their duties, and I normally don't rant like this to start. Normally it's somewhere else left in the show, but I'm sick of it, Pinky. I'm sitting here wasting my time. Hours on end watching WWE, looking for just one kernel, one nugget, something that just makes me feel super excited about WWE programming. And you know what? It doesn't freaking exist. It doesn't exist. We have a championship match next week on Monday Night Raw. The wrong F words coming out of my mouth. Finn Balor, WWE, when has he won last? I feel like I should get suited up and I could get in the ring pretty soon. I could challenge anybody I want to. It's ridiculous, man. And we're sitting here every week watching this nonsensical booking crap just because somebody has it up their head that we want to get more people in Ireland. So what, bro? It doesn't make any sense, this booking. So Finn Balor loses in Ireland next week. If he wins the title next week, Pinky, I will give everything that I got to that if he wins the title. He ain't going to win the title. So you're just trying to do a ratings bump in Ireland. People are going to come anyway because they don't ever get a WWE programming.
Right.
And that's what WWE's banking on is they don't have to have anybody sitting up there. So this is my rant. The 14-3 Broncos, which are going to beat and steamroll the Buffalo Bills this upcoming week, that's main event status. But when we're sitting here watching WWE programming suck the way it does, I'm sick of it, Pinky. And that's my rant.
And I've got so much hope, Ron, because I've enjoyed SmackDown this last week. Another 3-hour SmackDown that was enjoyable. Raw was okay. It wasn't bad. There's been better. And new world champion Drew McIntyre. We're going to talk about it. So we'll talk about it. All right. Well, I'm glad to have you back. I'm glad that you haven't turned off yet. That's good. I feel that. But let's see if let me find something. Okay. I know I can cheer you up a little bit. Because I know you like talking about this guy as much as I like talking about this guy. Let's talk about it. Trick Willie, baby.
Oh, yeah. Trick Willie, he's doing some things. I mean, his presentation is great. First time that somebody's been called up to the main roster since Kevin Owens. That's really been, demonstrated that he's a high quality athlete and somebody that's going to come out and do some things. I think if they book him well, he is something that will last many, many, many moons here in WWE. That's one of my highlights. And it's just he's captivating. He's interesting. I don't know if his woman choice is the best in the world, but I mean, hey, you are what you're into. What you're into. Hey, I said what I said. I didn't rant about it. I just said what I said.
I mean, I'd accept that challenge. I'm just saying. I'd
All right,
accept the challenge.
all right. Championship on the line. Get it.
The bougie bully is no joke. Okay, so and she all right.
All right. Yeah,
But,
Trick Williams, if they book him properly, he books himself. I remember when he first came to NXT and he was rolling around with Carmelo Hayes and everything. I thought that was such an outstanding time inside of his career. And I always said he was going to be Carmelo Hayes' lackey. And now he comes to the main roster and now he's the dude. So I'm wondering to see how they're going to bring that all together to get those guys to interact with each other, etc.
Well, I know they are having they're having a little tournament next week on SmackDown. 4 matches. The 4 winners will be in a 4-way match at Saturday night's main event to then take on the champion at Royal Rumble, I believe, is the carrot out there. And he's in one of those matches. I think he's actually going up against Matt Cardona. So, sorry, Matt. You're going to be like Chelsea. You're going to have to take a couple L's because we got to get Trick in this 4-way to really elevate him at Saturday night's main event. I'm just digging it, man. When he came out, everybody starts saying, whoop that
trick. Whoop that trick. Yeah, he's got a built-in just fan base just clamoring for him right now, for sure.
And I've been sitting there going, like, let's talk about it. Like, he just got me. He's got me saying his catchphrase already. So,
for those of you that are tuning in, this is Smack Talking Raw. That's Pinky. I'm Ronstradamus. And, we're a couple of professional wrestling fans that started a podcast and it started to catch. Drop a like or drop a comment or subscribe. We're on every Tuesday live. There's a lot of shows that are broadcasted on a daily basis, but we got day jobs. So we do things on Tuesdays. Usually we're recapping SmackDown and Raw. And every once in a while, you'll get an occasional shout out to other organizations that are out there. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, drop a like or comment and definitely 100% take some time and subscribe and check us out.
Yeah, Trick's first match in WWE was pretty good. I felt like it took him a little bit to find his groove with Rey Fenix. But once they got into it, about 5 minutes in, Trick Willie kind of found his bearings and he looked great. So really excited for Trick, Javon, Oba. I feel like this is the change that we need. The excitement to, if booked properly, which I know we will probably have those conversations, but if booked properly, these guys can really be the future of WWE. And I can't wait.
I was thinking to myself last week that it would have been really smart of WWE to have had like Carmelo Hayes, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams start like a group, kind of like the Hurt Syndicate, and then have them break off from there as opposed to trying to put them into an individual efforts because they're only going to be as good as their following, right? So right now, Trick Williams, of all the bunch right now, he's the one that stands out. And, we're still waiting on Oba to come and make his initial entrance into the main roster. And you said, I think last week that he was going to be going to Monday Night Raw, right?
That's the rumor, is that he's going to Monday Night Raw. And so we'll see if that plays out. I know the Raw's got Javon, and then Trick Williams is on SmackDown. Jordan Grace recently got updated to SmackDown. The rumor is Oba Femi will be on Raw, but based on Saturday night's main event, you could make a pretty good case to get him on SmackDown and have him feuding with Drew McIntyre, have him have some feuding with Cody Rhodes, maybe him and Jacob Fatu. That'd be an awesome match, right? So, not exactly sure what he would be doing on Raw, but I mean, no matter where you put him on Raw, SmackDown, like that dude needs to be a champion in 2026.
Right. He just laid down the belt, which by the way, that was an incredible thing that we witnessed last week, right after our show. It was like we spoke it out of our mouths, and then the next minute, it's like he laid down the title, said enough is enough. That's good.
It was, oh man, and the presentation of it, holding the title up, and his strong pose that he does, takes a look at it. I think he may have kissed it. I don't know. He was in the shadows. and then he put the belt down on the ground. It was a fantastic presentation. Loved every minute of it. But that's what's bringing me hope, Ron. That's what's bringing me hope. Is bringing up some of these young, exciting characters that are also great in the ring. I'm stoked for him.
Well, the thing that pisses me off, Pinky, is that you got Drew McIntyre for most of the last 2 years. He has been the shining diamond of WWE. I mean, his work that he had with CM Punk, his work that he's recently had with all the different players that he's been playing with. And to have him now be in a situation to where he falls out of the cage after Fatu comes into the ring and causes Cody to lose, it just doesn't make our champion look strong. Like if he becomes that guy that shortcuts and stuff like that after he wins the title, I can see that. But to win the title, you got to find a way to be strong, especially when you're a dude like Drew McIntyre. He's amazing already, a big dude. He's 6'5", 280 pounds. And during that match, I mean, all three matches were really good. The first match was like 6 minutes and some change. And, just a straight up wrestling match. It was great. What did you think about it, Pinky?
Well, we're going to skip to this now. I had this later, a little bit later, but this is a good time to just talk about it.
All right, let's do it.
I loved it, man. I loved all three of the matches. I was hesitant about the way they set up this 3 stages of hell. Because you think about it, a regular wrestling match, okay, no big deal. Then you've got the falls count anywhere, and then you got in the cage. And once I watched it and thought back, what they did is they raised the level of brutality and violence. Every stage and they upped that level of intensity and violence. So I thought they did this really well. Like I'm sitting here going, man, this is a SmackDown. Like this match was on SmackDown, commercial free. Like it was the best. Like, and of course, as you know, Saturday mornings, it's usually me and my wife drinking coffee, watching SmackDown because it comes on at like 9 here in Colorado. She even kind of picked her head up a couple times and was like, oh damn. Like, so if it catches her attention, they did a pretty damn good job, man. So
yeah, because Hannah is notorious for being in her phone and kind of like watching but not really watching. So if her head came up, yeah, I would give it that they did do a really good presentation of this particular match. This match.
The falls count anywhere?
No, this match, the 3 stages of hell. I thought that the 3 stages of hell was a great match altogether.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So we had that regular wrestling match. We had this falls count anywhere. I cannot get this image out of my head. This next one I'm going to pull up here. I can't get this out of my head, bro. When I saw him going up there, I was like, no, don't do it, Cody. Don't do it, Cody. Like, bad things happen when you take these kind of risks. So I was worried for both of these guys. This is one of the moments that Hannah looked up and she's like, "Oh shit!" Just a fantastic job for these guys, and it's funny. Being that I'm working a new job and I'm in training right now, and we do a little bit of. We had some conversations with folks, and I was like, I'm just really excited. One of my favorite wrestlers won the championship this weekend. And it was it was a great match, and there was so much, involved in the story and what the guys had to overcome to win the title. And I was like, man, I'm just on cloud 9. Nothing can bring me down. And here
you come to Tuesday night, and I'm bashing the whole damn thing.
Well, that's what we have you for, Ron. Somebody's got to keep me grounded. And this was, I believe this was the finish. Cody putting the crossroads on Drew through the table, which I found hilarious because Cody actually takes the most damage on this.
Yes, on the table, on the announce table for sure.
But that's how he pinned McIntyre for the win, making it 1-1. And that's where they then had to get into the cage. And this was another moment that both Hannah and I were like, oh, don't do that, Cody. Nope, that's not a good idea, Cody. And cut her from the top of the cage. Freaking crazy, man. They went all, I feel like they went all out, in my opinion, on this one. No.
Yeah, when I was watching the match, I mean, this match was really good until Drew McIntyre fell out of the cage. That just turned me off. I mean, it was great that Jacob came into the ring and did what he's about to do right here in the next picture and everything like that. And Drew McIntyre is like, what the hell are you doing here? Right. And he comes in and they start squabbing. And then all of a sudden, Cody and him start squabbing. And then Drew falls out of the ring. It just makes our champion not look strong.
But on top of that, though, Ron, the devil's advocate to that point is it also doesn't make Cody Rhodes look weak. Right. So I don't think they wanted to damage the Golden Boy at the same time. So this was a way that they could have Drew win the title, but not clean and not, making Cody look weak and looking bad. Right. So I feel like that's the reverse of what you're upset about.
Well, the double devil's advocate is don't you want your champion to get beat by somebody that may have just been better than him that night? A little bit stronger person that just came in with it. Like Drew McIntyre had lost to him for like months. So he could have just came in with piss and vinegar and just been like, I'm just going to jack you up. Whatever I got to do to jack you up, I'm all in on it. But they made him walk. Anyway, I said what I said. I'm in on it. Peace out to Triple H and the booking team. You know what? We're going to do a WWE takeover. I'm going to take over creative, and then everybody will start to watch the damn program because right now it sucks.
And TKO would probably fire you just because they don't want none of that. They just want to make their money. Oh, I love this picture of Drew. I think, and again, the finish, Asha, I think kind of comes back to Drew's character, right? Drew kind of do anything it takes. Drew's not opposed to, doing whatever he needs to do to beat corporate Cody and the referees that have always, worked against him, right? For him, it doesn't. His character, I don't think, needed to beat Cody clean, in my opinion. So, I love this picture. You and I root for Drew. Obviously, I like Drew a lot. I think he's one of the best characters and best wrestlers in the game, and I'm excited that he has the title. Where do you think it goes from here for Drew?
So I have an interesting concept. If WWE wants to make this individual strong and somebody that's dominant, I say that Obafemi wins the Royal Rumble. And I say that Obafemi goes on to challenge Drew McIntyre in the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. I think that those two would put on a great match. If Obafemi goes ahead and wins the title, it gets us a new start to reset WWE programming. But I also can see Roman Reigns coming in and winning the belt somehow, and Cody winning Elimination Chamber, and they both challenge Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match at WrestleMania, because that would give an interesting dynamic to that as well.
So the rumor on Twitter today was the original plan was for Cody and Roman at WrestleMania, but that has been scrapped at this point. And what's that's been scrapped for, who knows? But that has been kind of put on the back burner. So we'll see what they come up with. I'm hoping Drew does get a decent reign I'd like to see it till SummerSlam. Although again, nowadays, I don't think you need it for like long periods of time. I'd like to see multiple different guys get their run with it a little bit and then move around. Cody can win it again later. Roman could win it if need be. Finn, I don't even care if Finn Balor wins. Like, I know why they're having Finn Balor get a shot at what's his name?
CM Punk.
At CM Punk, but it's Belfast, right? That's that's trying to create, and that's why Becky Lynch is wrestling in Belfast as well, right? They're from Ireland. So now this last picture I'm going to show you of Drew, I cannot get this out of my mind. I love this so much. This was him hours after winning the title. His Twitter game is on point. I love it. Oh, I actually want to recreate this photo myself in my Star Wars blankets, holding the belt and just looking so peaceful.
I think that we should get you a Make-A-Wish with Drew McIntyre. I don't know what that wish would be based upon what I just heard come out of your mouth, but I think that you and Drew could have a Make-A-Wish and you guys could just sit there and snuggle with the belt. I think that would be a good idea.
If he likes to hang out with old dudes who are less fortunate than others, absolutely. Absolutely. I got no shame.
You won't even make him bored at work. I got you, bro. I got you.
I have got no shame. You know that, my friend. Oh.
$20 is $20. I got you. All right, next.
Right. All right. So we're going to go back a little bit. And so I am optimistic, as I normally am, Ron. That's kind of my character on the show. I'm optimistic and you're real. That's what you do. I'm really thinking they're going to make Julia more of a star this year. They really fumbled her last year. 2025, I don't think people even think about Julia, except for those who are like real good fans from when she was in NXT, because her and Stephanie ruled NXT, and Roxanne. Like, all three of those ladies did fantastic work in NXT. They all got called up in 2025. Julia was like the one that just, they didn't do anything for her whatsoever. So I got a feeling that 2026 is going to be her year. Now, with 2026 and Julia, here's what I want to see change. I don't think Kiana James works for her at all. I think Kiana James being her kind of pseudo manager, it's not, she doesn't need it. She's good. They need to separate these two immediately. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I see what they need, because Julia is, her main language is not English. It's the same thing that Stephanie Vaquer deals with in the other side. But I think that Julia's wrestling, she's kind of like an Asuka when Asuka first came in. Let her wrestle and tell the story. And Kiana James, they are total clashing with regards to trying to put those two together to make them work. I don't even see Kiana James being a long-term aficionado inside of WWE. I never really liked her gimmick anyway. So throwing her together with Julia is not helping Julia at all, in my opinion.
I don't think it's helping Kiana either. Like, I just don't feel like it's whatever you're trying to get done with this is not working. I was excited to see, again, Julia and getting a match with Alexa Bliss. I thought that was pretty big. I want to see Julia get out of the U.S. title vortex, right? As we know, Intercontinental title, U.S. title, they're kind of your starter, and then you move up to the big time. We need to get her pushed up to the big time, whatever that means, whatever that looks like.
Well, the women's roster on SmackDown is just so, the word is jaded. Like, it's Jade. All of a sudden she became this monster champion when she wasn't booked that way from the very beginning. She was in a rivalry with Tiffany Stratton for a while. She was in a little pseudo thing with Naomi and everything like that. She was never booked that well. And Julia, by all intents and purposes, she's a wrestling goddess. And they're not showcasing that at all. It's like they're trying to make her into a gimmick. And that's not what her play is. Her play is, she's a great wrestler. She's very Asuka-esque.
Right. Now, we'll have to talk about Jade here in a second. I mentioned Jordynne Grace earlier in the show, and I thought this was great. Her and Alba Fire. Jordynne looked great. Muscle Muffin. I love that nickname for her. Blake Monroe did her good by giving her that Muscle Muffin nickname. But what did you think of Jordynne's debut on SmackDown?
Jordynne has all the tools to be a dominant China-esque type champion. I'm just hoping that her NXT run didn't ill-advisedly cause her some damage because she didn't really do much. Once she came over from TNA to NXT, they kind of buried her a little bit. So my thought about her is like, I hope that they do something with her, but it's kind of like, you got to, like, somebody like Jordynne Grace, they write themselves. And when you're trying to like make them an underdog or whatever the creative team is trying to do with Jordynne Grace, look at her. You don't have to make her an underdog. Make her a dominant champion to where somebody's got to really come in there and kick her butt in order to get to the next level.
Yeah, I think the worst thing for Jordan was she went to NXT. I think she could have came straight to main roster, been fine, and would have saved her a year of her career. Because she was immediately a main event player in NXT, but then they never gave her a belt, like nothing at all. She had a good feud with Blake Monroe. That actually was pretty good. She had a couple feuds here and there, but she never won. And now she's on the main roster. So why even have her down in NXT? She could have learned those things up on the main roster. But
yeah, and kind of worked out all the weeds and everything like that to become a better professional wrestler inside of the WWE environment. This interaction was interesting. What did you think?
So I like it because I do think Jordan could have a good feud with Jade, give her a good match. I still, in the back of my head, are thinking that title's not coming off of Jade until Bianca comes back. And that's what I see. So, like, part of me is like, I don't care who Jade fights with because I don't think Jade's going to lose until Bianca comes back. So that's where I kind of have like that, like, I like this, but then also like I feel like I'm going to be disappointed because like I don't think she'll lose until Bianca. I think they want to play out that storyline.
They have no challengers for Jade's belt. None. You have Charlotte Flair, you have Alexa Bliss, you have Chelsea Green, you have Nia Jax, you have Lash Legend, you have all these people, and all of them are going for either the tag belts or for the United States Championship belt, and nobody's challenging Jade. It's the same problem that we have on Monday Night Raw. Nobody's challenging Stephanie Vaquer. You know, you have what's her name? Raquel Rodriguez challenger. Let me ask you this question. What has Raquel Rodriguez done since she's been in WWE? And now all of a sudden, again, she's a monster and she's somebody that's coming out there. She hurt our girl, Stephanie Vaquer, and she put her in a situation to where she's in this ankle brace and she's hurt her. But like, since when has she become like relevant?
I will say the second half of 2025 with her as tag champ, mentoring Roxanne, she did go on a pretty good run to end 2025 that made her look like a monster. And do you know what made her change her whole kind of character / wrestling style? It's pretty funny, actually.
Talk to me.
Kevin Nash on his podcast was talking about Raquel Rodriguez, how she doesn't fight or she doesn't wrestle big and monstrous. Like, she wrestles, but she doesn't have that, like, I'm a monster and I'm going to be a monster, and she doesn't wrestle that way. And she changed it up. And since that, it's really been since that statement, her whole career trajectory has changed. And she has been played that way. She's been showing that. She keeps attacking her. We're either getting a heavyweight title match between her and Stephanie, or Stephanie's going to be hurt and give up the. I don't think she. I feel like they're about to give Stephanie some time off, is what I feel like is happening, because Stephanie has been go for the last year and a half. So I feel like she's about to get some time off, even though she did have about a month off to learn better English.
Yeah, so I totally get that. It's just I just all of a sudden the Judgment Day is relevant, but the wrong person in Judgment Day is being relevant. That's my point.
Well, that's going to change soon. That's going to change soon, and we'll talk about that in just a sec. I gotta mention two more things before we get to Royal Rumble, because there's a lot to talk about. How's that make you feel? How's that picture make you feel?
Makes me feel like finally.
He had a great match with Shinsuke, which
Yeah.
Shinsuke always has great matches, so like that's not hard to do. But like their match was really, really good. He's continued the U.S. Open title challenge, which has also been like the best. If the 3 stages of hell wasn't on SmackDown, I would say this was the best match on SmackDown that night. But the 3 stages of hell is on a different level. But he's doing great work. I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him. I kind of want to see him and Trick go at it, right? That's kind of what I want to see happen. So I want to see Trick come over and be upset about Carmelo leaving him behind in NXT and want to take that belt from him. I think that'd be a great story, in my opinion.
Great story.
So, and then the last thing I wanted to mention, I think that's the last. All right, yeah, I got three quick things. Here's our boy Javon getting bouncy. Oh man, I want him to get into a proper feud with someone to bring his character out, find out more about his resiliency, and to challenge him some more, because he's flashy and the things he does are unlike anything anybody else can do. So I know the crowd gets behind him, but I want to see that character development a little bit more. So hopefully we'll get to see that. And then I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about this. So, you know, the women's tag team division was so freaking awful. And within 3 months, it's now got all of the top women involved in it. And I'm excited about that. But then I'm also like, well, now they're not in the main event scene because they're all in the tag team scene. So what are we doing? Like, we overcorrected. Like Bailey, Lyra, they make perfect sense. The Kabuki Warriors make perfect sense. Charlotte Flair, Alexa, it's time. It's time to get them back into the main event scene. Nia and Lash Legend, they make sense. Liv Morgan and Roxanne, I don't like it. I want Liv going back after the title. So,
and the problem is that everybody keeps fighting each other, and it's kind of round robin all the time. Even though there's all these women inside of the division, they're all main event players, and they're just exchanging wins and losses. It's stupid. We need to get some women that are tag team specialists, let them develop for the next couple of years as tag team wrestlers, and go from there.
Right.
You know, you have Sol Ruka, who's going to be coming up soon. They're going to throw her into the main event scene. You're going to have a lot of the different women that are down in NXT.
Her and Zarya are really good. They're a really good tag team. They could bring them up and get that exposure started in the tag team division, and not have all of these main event players. Like, I didn't even talk about Rhea and Io Sky. I love seeing them smile and have fun as a tag team. I loved seeing Charlotte Flair and Alexa have fun as a tag team. But where does that end? Like, you overcorrected so hard that they're all going back and forth trading. I mean, any match you could see any one of these ladies win, because they're all really great individuals in tag teams. So this was a fun 3-way tag match. Did enjoy that quite a bit on Raw. And then gotta get your opinion on this. What'd you think of this match to end Raw last night?
So here's my problem with it first, and then I'll talk to you about the match. So my problem with the match is Gunther just made John Cena tap out to end his career. John Cena beat AJ Styles in the journey to his last match in one of his final best matches against AJ Styles. And now AJ Styles, who lost to John Cena, who Gunther beat, is having troubles with AJ Styles. I don't know how in the hell that makes any sense. It doesn't build up Gunther. It doesn't build up AJ. It just makes it kind of like a kerfuffle. And so when I'm watching the match, I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right, I love AJ Styles. I've watched AJ Styles since he first debuted in TNA. I saw that dude wrestle and I was like, wow, that dude is outstanding, unbelievable, phenomenal. Everything that you want to say about him, he is. Consecutive with that, we know that AJ is going to retire soon.
This year.
So why is this even a conversation of having Gunther fight against him right now? It doesn't make any sense. So when I go to the match and Gunther uses some kind of strategy to tap out, so AJ lets go of the hold so he can get this win, your dominant heel persona is looking like a pee hole, just like our new champion on SmackDown. How can I get invested in somebody that ain't dominating, rolling through people? That's what pisses me off, Pinky. And a lot of people that are watching this, if you're watching live, thank you first of all for watching online and everything like that. I'm 41 years of watching wrestling. I've gone through Hulk Hogan. I've gone through Stone Cold. I've gone through the Four Horsemen. I've gone through all different types of eras and times. The Rock, the Ultimate Warrior, the Rockers. I've done all of it. And this is the worst booking I've ever seen. It's like, if I didn't know any better, I would think that WWE is on purpose just throwing stuff together to see if it sticks. Because right now, this is crap. You got Gunther, who's supposed to have laser heat on him because he beat John Cena. And he's getting cheers in the audience.
Well, hold on. At least on this show, they're going to cheer him because they're in Germany.
I understand that.
So this one's a little bit different, and now he has been cheered in a couple other locations recently. That proves your point. But this one, like, he was in Dusseldorf, Germany. Like, they love Gunther there. So I mean, they weren't going to boo him there. So
then you don't put him on that card there. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, him and AJ Styles are supposed to have a match in Dusseldorf or whatever. And all of a sudden, AJ's giving an interview in the back and he comes and he throws him into the thing and he gives him a beat down so bad or whatever. They're like, we can't have the match here in Dusseldorf that we promised you. Boo! Boo! Right? Then they have it in Ireland. Ireland now has the heat because they saw Gunther beat AJ Styles up and now they're ready for him when he gets there. You give mixed signals, right? You go to the club and you're drinking 27 shots in a skirt up to your elbows, right? I'm not here for that, right? That's what's happening right now. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to hear Gunther get cheered and everything like that. I want to see him get booed. But Gunther's my guy, right? And Gunther's my dude. You know I'm a Gunther guy. I ain't going to boo him no way. But the story of professional wrestling, that's why we all tune in. We tune into wrestling because we get to suspend reality for a minute. And when we suspend reality for a minute, I don't want to see somebody that beat one of our all-time heroes and made him tap out with a smile on his face, tapping when AJ Styles, a person that lost to said person. It just doesn't make any sense, bro.
So I think if they continue this forward, it can make sense. Because AJ Styles said he was going to make Gunther tap. Gunther did tap. He's also the bad guy. So I loved it because, again, I always think about the bad guy, lie, cheat, steal. And and Gunther stole this win by tapping out where the ref couldn't see it and then power bombing him through the mat and walking away with a smile. I felt like, again, that the bad guy cheated, stole it, went out laughing. It should in most crowds generate heat. I know in Germany, everybody's going to cheer him anyways. I cheered him. I like Gunther a lot. Gunther's my guy. I like him because, again, I think we've talked about it. I think he's got an old school wrestler mentality to him. Like, that's what's most important to him is wrestling.
This is how I would have booked it, though. If I would have booked Gunther's first competitor after John Cena was retired, you know who I would have booked right out of the box? Is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes out and he's like, you made John Cena tap out. I beat John Cena. And you think you're bad, I'm bad. And then they just get after it. And that feud goes all the way to WrestleMania with Hell in a Cell on the line at WrestleMania 42. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting those guys on Royal Rumble. I'm putting them in the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania 42. And then at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar gets a retirement match against Gunther again. Let him wrestle for the next 6 months. Just that's what I do, because they can both lay claim to they were the ones that kicked John Cena's ass during his last match or what have you. But you put AJ Styles, who again lost to John Cena, to stand up for John Cena. That's like, okay, so I remember one of my friends, he had a big brother that came to try to help him out when he was having a fight. And the person that beat up his little brother beat him up too.
I mean, that happens.
Right. So the problem with that whole booking is that AJ Styles, he doesn't look like he can beat Gunther's ass. I look at them, Gunther's 7 feet 25, and AJ Styles is mini me. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work.
It was fun, but again, I don't know how you carry. I don't know how they carry the story forward, or if they do. If this was just kind of a one and done. I would love. I mean, we've been fantasy booking Gunther and Brock Lesnar for years. I feel like that's on the table. Brock Lesnar's not going for a title because from the sounds of it, his retirement match is at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. Even John Cena mentioned it. I don't know if John Cena meant to say that, but he kind of let the cat out of the bag. Like he mentioned Brock Lesnar's last match will be in Minneapolis, in his hometown, right? Gunther, Brock Lesnar, we got to make that happen. It's got to happen. And Gunther's got to win because Brock's on his way out.
But that's where I'm talking about. They could have set that whole thing up when Gunther was coming out and he's like, I made him tap like a bitch, right? And coming out and doing that thing. All of a sudden, dun, 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 dun. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar comes out and you have that WWE moment. Two gargantuans, two amazing human beings that are out there ready to do their thing. That which one of them is, dude, just what I'm saying.
We will see. We've got a lot to flesh out. We are essentially on the road to WrestleMania. Like, I know it doesn't quite start till Royal Rumble happens, but Royal Rumble is 2 weeks away. It's happening. And so we are on that road right now to Royal Rumble, which is the start of WrestleMania season. Now that Cody doesn't have the title, there's a lot of speculation he will be in the Royal Rumble. Would the Royal Rumble be completely ruined if Cody wins his third Royal Rumble?
Yes.
I agree. He doesn't need one of the things about Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank. I feel like there's certain guys that just don't need that. You can put them in a main event world title match because of who they are. Like, they don't need that device to get that match, in my opinion. So, thinking about the Royal Rumble coming up, who's one guy that you think would be the right choice to win that Royal Rumble?
The right choice to win the Royal Rumble. So if I was to have a right choice to win the Royal Rumble, I would say that it should be LA Knight, but that's not who's going to win. I think that LA Knight winning the Royal Rumble would cure a lot of ills over the last several years that LA Knight has been inside of the Federation. And the reason why is because his shtick is good. He's older now. He's 41 years old, I think he is right now. And if he's going to get a run with the World Heavyweight Championship or the main event scene or what have you, he's got to do it pretty soon, because otherwise you have another aging champion that just isn't really appealing to the young audience or anything like that.
He is 43 years old.
So, I mean, if he's got a chance coming in, there's that. Another person that, like, my pick for the Royal Rumble would be Obafemi.
All right. I
Put a skyrocket to him and just let him just go do his thing.
Now, would you put Obafemi versus Drew as the pick, or Obafemi versus CM Punk?
I think I would put Obafemi versus Drew. That's what my pick would be.
Because I mean, the way that it normally works, like if Oba's on Raw, they usually keep him going after the Raw belt. I don't know why they don't just call it the Raw World Championship and the SmackDown, title, because that's basically what it is. And you don't see a lot of cross happening. I mean, Cody would show up on Raw every so often, but he typically would stay on SmackDown. Same thing with, the CM Punk at this moment primarily stays on Raw.
And a wild card to that is that my wild card to this whole thing, and I'm about to throw you a loop that you're not ready for, but I'm about to hit you with a right cross. You ready for it? Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble.
It would be a good time for going back. I don't know if the shoulder's ready for that, though. But I don't hate it.
That's why I said that's my wild card, because he and CM Punk at WrestleMania would be a marquee matchup.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. I think the consensus is Braun Breaker's winning the Royal Rumble.
I believe that too. But I also think when the consensus is that strong that he may not win the Royal Rumble, and he might have to go through Elimination Chamber to get to WrestleMania.
Which would play well if Obafemi won and challenged Drew, and then Braun could win Elimination Chamber and challenge CM Punk. Like, it has a great flow to it if that were to happen.
And then that could lead to the character change of Cody Rhodes to become a bad guy to challenge Obafemi, because they've already wrestled once and he has to get this chip on his shoulder to be able to fight Obafemi, that kind of thing. So I can see a lot of dynamic. See, there's a lot of things about wrestling that makes it exciting in a minute. If they book Braun Breaker and he fights against CM Punk at WrestleMania, we just saw that match. Punk won.
He did win, and it was a great match.
Right.
Great match. Which is where the next time they get together, I think Braun is going to win that match. Whenever that happens. Any wild cards here? I think, besides Seth Rollins, is there a surprise entrance or character that comes back for the Royal Rumble?
Break the walls down.
That is the rumor as well, with Chris Jericho coming back. Since his contract is over with AEW, he is available. I think his time is coming to an end as well sometime soon. So one last run would be in the cards. How do you think the crowd would react to that?
I think the crowd is going to go nuts. Chris Jericho is one of those performers and one of those entertainers that he's timeless. I think that he's never gotten the real respect that he really truly deserves and earns. he truly carried The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin at a time when those guys were the guys to win a world heavyweight championship in one night. Then he's fought Cena, he's fought Shawn Michaels, he's went over to AEW, he was their inaugural heavyweight champion, which he won that a couple times. I mean, he's done everything that you can do inside of professional wrestling. I think that Chris Jericho, he is definitely one of those that should be on the precipice of being on the Mount Rushmore of WWE. He is one of those performers that he is just timeless. His mic skills are outstanding. His in-ring work was outstanding. His commentator work was outstanding. He can do everything that you would need a person to do in spite of his size, inside of his kookiness, inside of his inability to be able to be a bigger guy inside of the audience. He played with all of them. He fought them all. And I just don't think he gets enough credit. And him coming back at the age of 55 to WWE and having one last run, I think that's going to be, if Triple H books this properly, this could be iconic for Chris Jericho.
Me and you need to get together. We need to do the Jericho cruise. We got to do that. That'd be a lot of fun. Oh.
And we're going to our first AEW event. So that's coming up soon too, here in Denver.
February 25th. Get your tickets. They're not bad. That's one thing I can say. We got pretty good tickets and it didn't cost an arm and a leg.
That's going to be awesome.
And it's a double show, so you can't beat that. For the women, is this when we see Bianca?
Yes.
Because she's been gone since WrestleMania last year, man.
Yeah, she's been gone for a minute, and that's hurt the product.
I think we've forgotten about Bianca. And I've never been the biggest Bianca fan, but man, does SmackDown miss Bianca. Like, epic. I believe Tiffany Stratton will be re-emerging at Royal Rumble as well. Is there
who else I think that and you don't know her too well, and a lot of people inside of WWE doesn't know her very well. I think her contract has been released. Britt Baker,
yes,
who formerly of AEW, is out there lingering out and around, and there was talk that there's a couple of other people from their organization that are going to be free here pretty soon too. So Royal Rumble could turn out to be a very good show, but every single time I get my hopes up, Pinky, about what we're doing on WWE programming, I just feel like a jackass, man, because I sit there and I watch the product. I keep waiting and waiting and waiting. I actually fell asleep during a PLE when you were there, and you let me sleep through a whole match, which obviously was a snoozer because I never saw that match still. Yeah.
You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm excited because I got a feeling this will be the introduction of Blake Monroe to the WWE main roster universe. You know, fans who are crazy like me who watch NXT, I know all about Blake Monroe. And I'm claiming Blake Monroe as mine. So, you know, I called dibs right away.
Yours.
I love it. She's a fantastic heel. She's hot, smoking hot. Not a bad wrestler either. I getting better and better. I think she's upped her speed a little bit more lately. And I'm excited to see. I know there was some rumors about her getting called up. It sounds like that's not in the cards just yet. Royal Rumble, we see Blake Monroe, and I believe that is like the 6-month warning of her joining the main roster. I'm calling it now.
Okay, I like it.
Because I think she's going to get, when people get a load of her, they're going to want more.
I mean, she's so talented. All the women down in NXT, they're all ready. They could make a huge difference in the main roster, but the only problem is that then it would be too congested with the older generation. I mean, you got Bailey, you got Natalia, you got Becky Lynch, Charlotte, all these girls that are blocking all of these potential call-ups because they have the tenure. We need to get some youth inside of WWE, because if we don't get youth inside of the product, we're going to die, because by the time you give them a shot to say, hey, go out there and sell 100,000 seats, they don't know how to sell 10,000 seats.
Right. Well, and they don't have a name. They don't have character. They don't have people behind them. They don't have any, we don't love them or hate them. We just don't know who they are, right? Because they haven't given us that opportunity. So that's a tough one. On the women's side, who is going to win and who should win?
That's a great. I think that Rhea Ripley is going to win.
Okay.
Who should win? Bianca Belair.
Okay. Bianca won. Oh, did she win elimination? She won Elimination Chamber, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yes. Charlotte won Royal Rumble last year. That's right. So Bianca winning Royal Rumble. Yeah, because then she gets the automatic against Jade Cargill, and that we need to get that. Like that, we need that. I want that story. I want that to happen. You beat up Naomi, my best friend, and probably that whole thing. We need that to come full circle, and then we need Naomi to show up, maybe at SummerSlam. I don't know how soon she'll be back from having a kid, but if she's back and ready by SummerSlam, then we could get that three-way that we need: Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. That'd be great. Love it. You said Bianca's gonna win.
No, I said Rhea is gonna win.
Rhea's gonna win. Bianca should win.
Or actually, wait a minute. Let me flip that. Bianca's gonna win. Rhea should win, because Rhea and Io are right now in a tag team battle, and I think that's going to be a match at WrestleMania, because Rhea's never beat Io. I think that they're going to have either the tag team belts, and they're going to have like a Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero where the tag team champions face each other, or they're going to have a complete split.
And I'm not looking forward to how we get there, though. I like them together. I know they need to split up. I don't know if I want to see them feuding with each other. And
you're such a lover. You're such a lover.
I can't help it, man. I like it. Io's like, I think she's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. So yeah. I really like her, and I just like her enthusiasm and her excitement. Like, you could tell she loves wrestling, and that comes through. Even though there's somewhat of a language barrier, she does pretty good now, but there's still somewhat of a language barrier. Like, I still think like her whole being says, I love wrestling. And I love that. When I can tell someone's really in the business because they love it, and, they'd probably do it for free if they had to. Io Sky is one of those people. So I really root for her. I see Roxanne Perez or Liv Morgan in the Royal Rumble. Roxanne should, to continue to boost her character. Now, she was in the Rumble. She was in Elimination Chamber. So she was in both of those last year. I think she lasted the longest in the Rumble last year.
She's the longest entrant forever. Yep.
And then, so her winning would be a good spin, especially if she wins and Raquel is the champ somehow, some way. Raquel and Stephanie have a match. Stephanie's busted up. They let Raquel dominate her. Roxanne wins the Royal Rumble. She's got to face Raquel. Or my girl Liv Morgan, she wins the Royal Rumble. Raquel's champ. She has to face Raquel. Right? Two friends going at it. That's great. Those storylines always work. those storylines always work. So
you're starting to sound like Triple H. Guys, we really appreciate you guys coming and checking us out here on Smack Talking Raw. I'm Ron Stradamus, that's Pinky, and we are just two professional wrestling fans that have a podcast. We do this every Tuesday. We start at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. We do it, I guess that's 8 o'clock Eastern and 5 o'clock Pacific. If you guys like what you're hearing here on Smack Talking Raw, drop a like or comment. Promise you won't be bored at work. And if you don't like that, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it. We up.
Yeah. Smack Talking Raw. Ron and Pinky in the house. We the main event, yo, the crowd gon' scream. Cena hit the ring, you can see me theme. CM Punk pipe bomb, truth getting told. Stephanie Curr in the ring looking bold. Pinky's on the mic, Ron's got the play. Dropping hot takes every single day. Mike's blaze, crowds wild, energy tall. Monday night vibes, we bring it on. From the top rope